Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari 8-bit games, some which I grew up with, and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're taking a look at Leaderboard, which was the first in a quite long-running series of golf games developed by Bruce and Roger Carver of Access Software, who also put out a bunch of other interesting games for 8-bit platforms in particular. Things like Beachhead and stuff were also their work, I believe. This was not the first 3D golf game to use the power and accuracy bar system that is still fashionable today. That honour actually goes to Nintendo's Golf on the Famicom, which came out in 1984. But for Western home computer gamers, this was probably their first encounter with this control system, and it became the standard for golf games worldwide after that. But how well does it hold up today as a game in its entirety? Well, let's find out. Let's go play Leaderboard. Okay, here we are with Leaderboard. I remember playing this a bit back in the day, and I didn't really develop a taste for golf games until quite a bit later. I think sort of Tee-Off on the Dreamcast was the first real golf game that I got a feel for and enjoyed. But it's really interesting to look back on this game and see how much of it is still in modern golf games, particularly the sort of the method of selecting how your shot's going to go, choosing clubs, setting the power and hook and slice and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's really interesting. So, let's have a go. How do we get out of this demo? Do we get out of this demo? Come on, leave. Escape? Doesn't want to let me out the demo, does it? Select. Option. Reset. There we go. Right. Okay. So select number of players. 1. Player 1. Type in name. Pete. Novice, definitely. Shift and 1. For 18 holes. I don't know why you can't just press 1 there, but shift and 1. And, course number 1. Right, here we go. So, one thing that this doesn't have that modern golf games do is a recommendation of how far each club will be able to hit, which is something that I very much take for granted in modern golf games. But thankfully, the actual manual for the game did tell you that information. So, I've taken the liberty of writing down those notes there. So we are 350 yards from the hole. And the most powerful club you've got in your arsenal is the one wood, obviously the driver. That goes up to 269 yards at full power. So if we just pelt it as hard as we can, excuse me, then yeah, we should be able to get reasonably close to the hole. This is a par 4 hole. So, the way this works, you hold down the button to set the power, let go, and then press again to choose whether it's hooking or slicing or all that good stuff. And there we go. Pretty good shot. I think because we're playing on novice difficulty, we probably don't have to worry too much about hook and slice being a problem. So we're now 82 yards away, and you'll notice that it hasn't automatically selected a suitable club for us. It has left us on the one wood, which is not ideal. This is probably a case for the pitching wedge, which has a maximum range of 83 feet. So we need full power with the pitching wedge, basically. So, hold down the button, let go, and fire. That should land nicely near the hole. Oh, right next to it. 6 inches away. In it goes. Lovely. So, a birdie to start off with. I've still got it. So yeah, this game was pretty impressive back in the day for its sort of for its 3D graphics. I mean, obviously it's not real-time 3D graphics. You can see it drawing each place that you end up bit by bit as you arrive there. But it is a 3D recreation of the course, which is very cool. Be quiet, dog. And yeah, very, very convincing. Very convincing. And sort of this style of gradually redrawing the screen like this. Excuse the dog. It's next door's yapper. This style of redrawing the screen a bit at a time remains sort of very fashionable in a lot of computer-based golf games for a very long time, really. So, 458 yards to go. We can get 269 with the driver, but we do have that water hazard there, so we probably want to not quite give it full power. Oh, that's full power. Well, here's the twat it and hope approach. Nope, it's in the drink. Well, let's use something that doesn't go quite as far. Let's use the 3-wood. That will go up to 245 yards. And release, and hit. That's better. This is one of those games that I sort of have oddly vivid memories of the sound effects. There aren't many sound effects in this game at all. But those that are there, I have a very, very vivid memory of that sort of very distinctive hit sound it does. The sort of whoop noise it does. It doesn't sound anything like a golf club hitting a ball, but yeah. It's very, very much reminds me of the era. Right, probably want the 2 iron for this, which should go 208 yards, which should get us nicely close to the pin. And hit, and hit. Yeah, novice mode doesn't appear to do hook and slice at all. Which might actually work to your disadvantage in some cases. That said, I don't see any, like, trees in this. Woof, woof, woof. I don't see any trees in this. I'm not sure there's any obstacles that you'd really need to sort of curve around in this one. So trees in golf games are a bit of a later thing. Well, let's see. Oh, not quite hard enough. A little bit more oomph. There we go. Still 1 under. Are we 2 under par on the first one? That was a birdie then. That was a freaking albatross. Oh no, we're 1 under now. It just hadn't updated. Alright, 125 yards on a par 3. So we want the 9 iron for this. And tonk, and tonk, and away it goes. Oh no! Maybe we don't want the 9 iron for this. Maybe we want to go slightly further. Let's have the 8 iron. That's better. Oh! Hit the pin. Slight slope in that direction. So the blue line there, the sort of line of the shadow, I think it's a shadow, or it might just be a line. I think that indicates the line of the slope. So we aim slightly to the left, give it a little tonk, and tap it in. Alright, still 1 under. 401 yards. Not sure I trust my driving to... I guess this is a situation where you could sort of use hook and slice to sort of bend it around that corner. But I'm not going to risk that. I'm just going to tonk it as hard as I can with the driver and hope for the best. I like that if you'd end up standing in the water, you just get a little personal island to stand on. Just to save any awkwardness. Right, 136 yards. We want the 8 iron. Now, obviously, as the menu screen at the start of this suggested, you can play this with up to 4 players. And because it's a turn-based game, being golf, you don't need sort of multiple controllers or any elaborate setups or anything to do that. You just take it in turns. And it's got various different ways to play as well. You can do things like stroke play and match play and that sort of thing. But if you're playing by yourself like this, it's just purely stroke play, just to see the possible score you can get. Ooh, now this is going to be tricky, isn't it? Well, let's see what happens. It's a game of trial and error. No, stop. Damn it. Too hard. 3 wood. I thought that was going to be far enough that time. Yeah, I like golf games because they're essentially physics puzzles. And that's something that's quite enjoyable to me. Just the sort of setting of the power and the angle and judging things for yourself. It's something I'm quite a fan of. Alright, let's try the 2-iron for this shot. Not bad. Could be better. Not bad though. Right, does that mean it's sloping down and to the right? So we want to aim a little bit to the left, I think. And we're 19 feet away. And the putter will go up to 64 feet at maximum power. So, how much power do we want to give it? A reasonable amount of willy, I think. Maybe up to here? Nice! Nice. Getting the hang of this. Right, another par 3. This should be fairly straightforward. 175 yards. 5-iron. Might go slightly too far. Or hit the pin, maybe. Yeah, there we go. That was a nice shot, though. On the green. As someone once said. Oh no! Too hard. Disastrous. Right, not too hard then. Oh, not hard enough. Right, so I guess that line is slope, and the longer it is, the more sloping it is. Ah. We're still 1 under. Not too bad at all. Another par 3. 183 yards. Can we get over that water? 183 yards. Probably want the 5-iron again, I think. And this should hopefully land just in front of the hole. Yeah, the other thing you don't have to worry about in novice mode is wind. You'll notice that the wind gauge is on the screen, but it's not actually having any impact on the ball, so you don't have to worry about that at all in novice mode. But yeah, in its full sort of professional level stuff, there's quite a lot going on in this game for you to think about. It's a reasonably advanced simulation, especially for the time. Not hard enough. We should par it though. Nice. Still 1 under. I will accept this. We'll just play up to 9 holes for this. I won't subject you to an entire round of golf with me, but yeah. So hole number 8. Nice long drive. Should have aimed that a bit more to the right. It's kind of hard to judge with that marker, as obviously you don't have what modern golf games have, which is that sort of the ability to sort of zoom ahead to where the ball's going to land, and sort of have a preview of where your target point is. Come on, clear the water. Thank you. Pretty nice. Okay, and a bit of slope, so aim that to the right. 17 feet, so a little bit of oomph. Come on. Oh, so close. Still one under. We'll make this the last one for now. Oh, this looks awkward. Par 5, 417 yards. But we don't want to land in that bit of water. Let's twat it with the driver and see what happens. Should clear it, maybe? Yes, just. Alright, well that makes things a bit more straightforward. Aim it a bit more over there. 149 yards. 8 iron. Should put us just in front of the hole. You also notice there's no like side spin, top spin, back spin in this game. It's just purely setting the power and the snap, as it calls it, or the accuracy, as we have in later golf games. Oh, that's awkward, isn't it? 48 feet. You're going to need a fair amount of oomph for this one. It's also going uphill, I think, so not enough oomph. We should birdie this though. All being well. 5 feet. Nice. Alright, finished 9 holes, 2 under par. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so that's leaderboard golf. Game that I quite enjoyed back in the day, even though I didn't sort of 100% understand everything about golf. Having played a lot of later golf games, it's now quite interesting to come back to this and apply some of that knowledge from those later games that I've played and see that it still works. It still works. It's still sort of things like club selection and so on. As long as you've got that helpful chart from the manual to hand, or you've bothered to memorize it, which I haven't, then yeah, you can play this very much like a modern golf game. Yeah, impressed with that. Had fun with that. We'll probably return to this and have a little go on my own time. So that was Leaderboard Golf by Access Software, which is published in Europe by US Gold, I think, like most of Access Software stuff. Just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.